Recently, Nintendo hosted their Nintendo Direct, which announced a bunch of really hyped titles actually. This Direct was like a huge departure from the last couple of Directs that have been kind of mediocre and not really announcing anything that's been personally interesting to me, but holy shit, they blew me away with this Direct, especially with some surprise announcement they dropped on the day of, that being Metroid Prime Remastered. If you didn't know, the original Metroid Prime is my favorite game of all time, and this remaster looked absolutely amazing, with it sticking to the original gameplay down to the just item locations and general mechanics, but updating it to a modern audience so that people can have a better feel with the controller, and just so the game can look visually insane. Like, this is probably one of the best looking Switch games out there right now, and it does so while sticking to the original vision and art style of the original game. It's fucking fantastic. Metroid Prime Remastered is probably one of the best games on the Nintendo Switch in general, and I would highly recommend you go out and buy it immediately. Metroid Prime, the original, was already a fantastic game and holds up extremely well, but with the changes made in this remaster, it's just really hard to go back. Like the improvements made to the scan system that allow you to carry over your scans from your previous playthrough, which just makes completing the game a lot easier and less annoying. Like, my initial criticisms with Metroid Prime in terms of like the problems with it was I felt like doing the 100% scans in the first run was just extremely annoying, but this makes it a lot more relaxed and fun to replay on 100% the game as a whole. I also greatly appreciate the new gallery system, which allows you to look at the models of monsters and characters a lot closer after you encounter them throughout your playthrough. Speaking of the models, it's insane to me that they completely remodeled the entire game, and I'm not just talking like, oh, character models and maybe an upscaling of the resolution of environments. No, they completely remodeled everything, but did it so accurately that the game retains its original game design. I also greatly appreciated it carrying over the elements from the Metroid Prime trilogy, with the boost ball making its amazing return and making the game feel a little better. Speaking of previous iterations of the game's control scheme and releases, I also really appreciate the fact that they implemented every single control scheme used for this game in the past, with it carrying over the Wii's motion controls or the GameCube's original control scheme. I also greatly appreciate them going in and trying out a brand new control scheme, which seems to be fitting a lot of the people that weren't really into the original control scheme to begin with. It's really awesome to just be able to see more people get into this game without having to worry about stuff like controls getting in the way. Speaking of general accessibility, shoutouts to Nintendo for making this game only $40 for this quality of a remaster. It's absolutely insane that they would make something like Skyward Sword HD, which was just purely a upscaling of the resolution and some texture work, a $60 game, while having this game that's basically like a completely built from the ground up remodel of the original Metroid Prime, only for $40. Like, good on them. Congratulations on actually pricing your games correctly. So with all this in consideration, the question comes, would I recommend this remaster to someone who's played the game before or never played Metroid Prime at all? And to answer all the above, yes, absolutely. If you've never played Metroid Prime before, you need to. It's one of the greatest games of all time. The atmosphere, lore, storytelling, visuals, and just immersion that come from the simple UI elements makes Metroid Prime such a standout video game that hasn't really been replicated in the Metroidvania genre. It's an absolutely unique experience, and Metroid Prime is something I hope to see more people try to replicate in the future, with it really feeling like the perfect culmination of everything Metroid was at that moment converted to a 3D environment. It's fantastic. So yes, go play Metroid Prime Remastered. This has been SleepLIVE with a short review, and thank you guys for hopping on by. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and check out my other content. I'll be covering Valve content and more Metroid stuff in the future, so keep an eye out for that stuff because it's going to be coming soon. But until then, this has been SleepLIVE. Thank you guys for watching, and see ya next time. Bye bye!